This is a bit of insanity if you look at me right now. Covered in some kind of poison and calamine lotion to help with that, and in the process of redoing the ceiling, which used to be heavily textured with real plaster, and smoothing that, and so I'm a bit of a mess, but here I am. Read a post on Facebook today, which was from A Course in Miracles. It's one of the workbook lessons called Ideas Leave Not Their Source. And so, as I believe that A Course in Miracles is a wonderful text and can point many in the direction of home, some would say, and please don't take these words literally, as much as allow them to speak a truth that words can not really do. Ideas leave not their source. And so I was contemplating this for a moment and going into my state of knowing that this is a true concept and it must be so. So how is it that it is so? I read what the text had to speak on it, to refamiliarize myself with that. And sometimes the Course sounds a little bit like stereo instructions to me, and I guess that's because the text has always been a difficult read for me. I guess because my mind is not really geared toward the academic or psychological aspect, and so that's why I have incorporated so many other teachings. But anyway, that's just my personal thing. But A Course in Miracles is a wonderful text and certainly does speak truth or point to that. Okay, so ideas leave not their source. Where I am on my path or in my journey now, the concept of this to me speaks in this way. Everything is of God. Okay, everything is of God. Nothing exists outside of God. So when the text says ideas leave not their source, I have to say ideas occur within the mind of God. Okay. And I'm not sure that the Course isn't trying to point to the mind, as in the mind being a smaller mind, but the mind of God is in a way what brought all things into existence. Okay, ideas leave not their source. So what do we do with that? Well, there are many who will say yes, but some ideas are evil, okay, just to use that word, and some ideas are good, or some ideas are negative, and some ideas are positive, and on, okay. But ideas in and of themselves are just an energy. It is just an energy. When that idea comes, that thought comes, if it comes into our awareness, it is there because there's something for us to glean from that, or something we can glean from it, okay? So if I think about that, the idea comes, whatever the idea is, and may it be a horrifying idea, okay, one of war, or one of vengeance. You know, if I'm in a position where I feel like someone has done something and it has caused me to want to lash out at them, there is that thought or that idea, and there it is. Now, does that mean that I am no longer a divine being having a human experience? Absolutely not. It means that I am a divine being having a human experience, and I'm feeling or experiencing what it is to be that human in that moment having that experience. okay? So we can use the thoughts and the ideas, be aware of them, and we can use them as a reminder that, oh, this is what it feels like. This is what it's like to be the human in this experience. Okay? What we must caution ourselves about, we must be very cautious that we don't beat ourselves up for having the human experience, or for feeling the human feeling because of the experience, okay? That's what this is about. I'm not in this human body and not expected to have the human experience. And if someone can do that, I applaud them and I'm very happy for them. But I'm in this human body having this human experience. So we have to be really, really cautious that we don't go into self-judgment and criticism because of a thought that comes into the mind, because of a thought that comes into the awareness, because of a thought, or maybe even a desire that one might have in a moment of heightened emotion, okay? That's part of the human experience. That's all it is. It's part of the human experience. So love the one who witnesses, love the one who is aware, and love the thought, the idea that came in to remind us of just how blessed we are that we are not that thing. We are not that thought. We are not that thing that desires to act upon a thought. We are not that. We are the divine witnessing what it's like to be in the human experience. Okay? To be, what are we? We are the divine. That is our being. Getting to experience what it is to be limited in these ways, what it is to be limited in these ways. Now, this is not about A Course in Miracles at all, but I was shown something many years ago, because I was asking the question, like, what is this for? Why? Why even do this human thing? Why? And I was taken into the company of another being who radiated such a loving energy that it was amazing. And I have come to understand that this was another aspect of my divine self. So I've heard it said recently that we are all of us in human form are the past life of someone in the future, okay? Which is an interesting concept, and I think it's really cute because time is an illusion, but it's really cute. All that means is, this human experience is only one aspect of all the things that we will ever do or have ever done. It's just one piece, one small piece, okay? This current life experience is one small piece. So this beautiful loving entity that took me into her presence told me that the reason we were having these experiences was so that we could become creators of worlds. And in order to become creators of worlds, we had to understand every nuance, every possible experience, so that we could be for others what we seek, the Savior we seek today, right? We could be that for others, but not until we have had all of these experiences could we become creators of worlds, because the compassion necessary to do that is of immense magnitude. Because that's that's the truth. The reality of things is that, you know, the love of God will continue to extend itself. The love of God will continue to express itself. And in what fashion it does that, one can only imagine. So I guess this message is just to say, ideas and thoughts are only that. They exist. They exist. They are not positive. They are not negative. They are not mine and they are not yours. They exist. And I said in a post to someone on A Course in Miracles group page who had a question regarding some of these things about thoughts. And I commented and said, they're not personal. The thought is not you. The thought is not me. And we know this because when inventions occur on this planet, there are many people working on the same invention simultaneously. It's almost like who wins the race? Well, why is that? Because the idea is already there. It's in the field, right? It is an energy in the field that anyone can tap into. And so multiple people are tapping into it at a certain time. And so that idea then becomes a part of their experience, their individual expression of God, okay? So to think that a thought or an idea is who we are is absurd. It's absurd. We can't take these things personally. We can't continue. We can't, okay. Well, we can, but it's advised that we not judge ourselves, that we not condemn or crucify ourselves based on thoughts and ideas that just are in the field. Now, what these thoughts and ideas can point to is work that needs yet to be done, or they can point to the energy that we are experiencing at the time. So when I say that the thought or the idea is in the field, it's in a field of energy, like a radio station. It's in, you know, it's on one, whatever, an AM or an FM station, pick one. And if that thought or idea becomes part of your experience or my experience, it's because I'm tuning into that station. Now, if that's not a loving thought, I might want to make the choice to tune into a different station. But that thought can serve me by showing me that I'm tuned into a less desirable station, field, energy. Okay? So love yourself. Love yourself. Accept yourself. Be tolerant of the experience that you're having. It isn't always easy, you know? Sometimes you're covered head to toe in some kind of itchy poison, and it isn't always easy. Sometimes you feel like you have to be 100 places, but you're in one body. Well, that's when you really have to pick. And I would say, do what makes you happy. Go where your joy is. Because that's the only way we can spread joy here, is to live that, to be that, to embody that. Follow your joy. Do that by loving yourself enough. Love yourself enough to do the things that make you happy, not just what tugs as a responsibility and obligation and expectation. Love yourself enough to follow your joy. In peace and love, may you be blessed.